Hey, it's Brian Mod. This is my cheat sheet for Thursday, August 2nd. You already know that you can't believe everything you hear, but here's just a little bit of how you can really read between the lines and figure out what's BS and what isn't. Yesterday, for example, and it's not the first, I studied polls for pretty much all information that comes in. I want to see what they're saying. I take a look at average of polls when trying to get projections for states for national elections and such, and sometimes just curiosity factor. And I can usually call BS right away. Now, I decided to take a situation, since this particular poll was the worst I've seen this election cycle that was taken in Florida specifically. It was a New York Times CBS Quinnipiac poll that showed President Obama with the 6-point lead in Florida yesterday. Now, I knew based upon all the other analytics I've studied that that poll was way outside of the norm and something was up with it. So, taking a deep dive in there, and all the while listening to MSNBC report with glee that President Obama had a commanding lead in Florida, and even listening to Fox News report it as though it was somehow or another legitimate, I have the information for you to be able to take a look at so you can understand what polls are BS and what you can actually pay attention to. In this particular poll that was conducted, the sample ended up sampling 27% Republicans in Florida. So what's so odd about that? If that number sounds a little low, it's because it is. Real time, the registration rate in Florida for Republicans is 36%. So they undersampled Republicans by 9%. And then they get a poll that shows that President Obama has a 6-point lead. Go figure, right? So here's the thing. Even if you applied the difference between Democrats and Republicans in the state of Florida, because there are more registered Democrats than Republicans, the largest lead, if you gave 100% of the margin of error to President Obama, would be 5 points. And the range of the poll, if the information was actually interpreted correctly, would show anywhere from a 1-point Romney lead to a 2-point Obama lead. But the poll itself comes out and says Obama plus 6. I break down all the information, show you exactly what to look for on my physical cheat sheet. So go check that out. This is how you can be smarter than the lemmings in the media and know not to get twisted around by some of the garbage you hear out there. Tweets for health. Here's an interesting one for you. Researchers in New York study tweets. And what they're looking for, people complaining about not feeling well, certain symptoms. And what they've been able to find is that they've been able to predict influenza outbreaks, outbreaks of colds and other sicknesses in specific areas just by studying the composition of tweets. People complain of certain symptoms, they go, these symptoms look like a flu, and these people are complaining about them in this particular area, that means there's going to be a flu outbreak. So 90% success rate. So sometime we can use this too. You don't have to be a researcher, right? If you are in the Twitter universe or even on Facebook, you could take a look at some of the symptoms that people are complaining about, see if they're in your area or where they are, and know to stay the heck away from them, and know what workplaces might be more sick than others, and use the information yourself to stay healthy. It's kind of interesting. Google Wallet, big upgrade, and this is something that I think is finally worthwhile. The Google Wallet has been one of the initiatives for you to be able to leave the wallet at home, bring a smartphone or a tablet with you to the store and be able to pay anywhere. There's been one downside to it though. Well, really two. They didn't accept all credit cards, just Visa and MasterCard. Now, Google Wallet is on the cloud, more on that in a moment, and they accept all major credit cards. So Amex, Discover, everybody else is on there too, so you can load everything up. Now the cool thing with Google Wallet being cloud-based, you don't have to load all of the card information on a smartphone, on each smartphone in your family, and then on your tablet. Once you have Google Wallet and you log in, you can access it from anywhere. And the cool thing about that is, since the information is not stored on your phone or on your tablet, it's on the cloud, you don't have to worry, even if your mobile device is stolen, about somebody having all of your credit card information right there electronically on that one device to be able to use it. Because unless they can get into your cloud account, which you could always change the username and password if you lose a mobile device, you should be just fine. I have plenty of other stories on the physical cheat sheet for you today. I invite you to go check it out. That is the cheat sheet for today. Enjoy yours. See you tomorrow.